Hello everybody, welcome back to Ballymoon Castle. So it's now nearly 6:45 in the evening, and this has just happened. This was our field of soybeans. If you're wondering what's happened, stick around because it's coming up next. So it's now just after 8:30 in the evening, and as you saw from that little intro there, we have got some bad news down on the farm. Seasons mod has kicked us in the backside. Basically, the mod, from what I've learned, is designed to make you fail. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you do something wrong, it will tell you and it will show you that you've done something wrong. And what we did wrong was we planted our soybeans too early. Now, when I say we planted them too early, you can see here that in the previous episode we had the soybeans in the ground and they were growing. So the way that I found this out is I managed to get hold of a very nice hour-long video of a couple of people talking about the seasons mod in depth. And from what I gather, is these temperatures here, these temperatures have to be, oh wait, I can't show you. Those temperatures in the top corner, can't even get my mouse up there to do anything. Come on, I can't show you guys. I am sorry. But next to the clock on the left hand side in the little seasons mod or seasons mod indicator thing there, you've got the cloud with the temperature. That's the outside temperature that we feel. Now the one below it with the little plant seed thing, you know, the first little sprout, and it says 5. Now that is the ground temperature, i.e. the soil temperature. And then just next to that is the symbol, and as you can see, we're in like early spring. So what we now have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is wait until the temperature in the ground is 10 degrees Celsius. Then we can plant. Now, from what I understand, soybeans and corn, they tend to be, you know, like last like week or so, you could say, of autumn going into the first 3 days of summer, or the first 3 weeks of summer in theory. So what we're going to do is we are just going to take this as a learning curve, and we are going to set this guy up in the morning to do our work. The reason why I say we're going to set him up in the morning, and I say this after 7 o'clock in the morning, is because if you work a field or hire a worker after, I think it's 7 o'clock in the evening and before 7 o'clock in the morning, the price that you pay that hired worker almost doubles, if not doubles and some more. So if you're on a budget, my advice is stick to working hours. You don't want to be paying overtime. And I tell you something, with the bank like we've got, I don't want to be paying overtime just yet. So that field over there is still being taken care of by that farmer. Let's just have a run over and see what is the next job, if there is one. Nope, there's nothing available. That's field 19. That's the one we want to kind of get and turn into something else. So what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm just going to skip the time. There you go. So it's 6:01 in the morning. Now, as you can see, the temperature of the soil has risen to 6 degrees. It was 5 yesterday, it's now 6, or should we say it was 5 last night, it is now 6 degrees. But next to that little HUD, you've got a little symbol next to it that says wet crop. Now that's because it was raining overnight. Now that means if we were to drive in this field now, it would just bog down and it'd turn into a mud pit. So I'm just going to turn all the lights off in the JCB, and we're just going to leave that for the time being. And when that wet crop sign disappears, we will then go ahead and set him on his course to cultivate that field. Now, I'm not too sure about fertilization levels and things, if that's still there or if we've lost that. I really don't know. That's just something we'll have to find out for ourselves. The other thing that I've gone ahead and bought ourselves, which I thought is quite a handy thing to have, is you guys are probably thinking, but you've got a pickup truck. And yes, we do. It's over there. It is an old one, but nevertheless, this is like a utility truck. So we can refill our seeders, fertilizers, and everything in the fields with one of these. Like I say, it is a good little addition to the farm. Now, it is really quick to drive. Oh, and that brings me to another thing, guys. Now, I've had this steering wheel, for a number of weeks now, maybe a couple of months. And whenever I've been driving around in Farming Simulator or Euro Truck, even with the sensitivity turned right down, as soon as I just touched the steering wheel, my truck or the tractor would just dive off to the left or the right, and it was really irritating me. So I thought, well, I'm just gonna have a look around and see if I can find anything online to kind of give me an idea of what buttons do what. So it's one of these steering wheels that's compatible for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, all the, it's just a cheap one until I get enough money to replace it with a half decent one. So I found out that if I hold the select and the start button together and the light on it changes to green, I then select or press the select button, then the green light will start flashing. It'll like flash, 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 and then the next one, if I pushed it again, it'd go flash, 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 and then if I pushed it again, it'd go flash, flash, flash. It'd go quicker. So I set it on the lowest one, and driving a tractor in Farming Simulator now is so much easier. There are still some implements and things like that, harvesters and things, which I've got to get used to now that I can actually steer things properly. The other thing that I've gone ahead and done, which should help us a little bit when it comes to baling, with bales and stuff, bale work, is I've set up my Logitech Extreme 3D Pro joystick to act as the front loader things and all the attachments that you would use on there. Now, I actually just want to nip down. No, I'm not going to take that one. We'll take this one here. No, because he can't have a front. And that's still wet, so we're left with the Fent, which is okay. We'll take him down. It's fine. I just want to nip down to the shop. The only reason that we're nipping down to the shop is I've got a couple of mowers a set of mowers down there that I want to fetch up back to the main farm. So we will just head down there very slowly. Now, as far as I'm aware, all this stuff's going to be needing to be set, and I like that open, and we'll open that back one. There we go. So put the lights on. Flashy lights, are they on? Yep, they're on. Now let's go. So like I said, I am still obviously getting used to the whole steering sensitivity change, because it is a massive change for me in my eyes. But it's just one of those. I can actually stick to the road a little bit better. Now, I know it's still not 100%, but it's a heck of a lot better than it was. Nearly forgot as well. Notification crew, if you guys are out there, if you guys are watching, hello! Thank you for all your interaction on the videos. Been awesome. And we are looking, guys, we're looking for more people to add to the notification crew. We really are. It's a unique set of people who comment on a regular basis. They get a shout out in nearly every video. Maybe not by name, but they know who they all are. Obviously, if you see them in the comments, then you'll know who I'm talking about, because they're quite proud of the fact that they're we've gone straight past it again now because I'm talking to you guys. Sorry. They're kind of like what's the word? They're proud of the fact that they've got their little name of the notification crew, and I quite like it. And the other thing is we've got the server which is up and running, which yesterday's episode, I'm sure most of you that did see it, was a time lapse taken from footage that I recorded whilst playing on the server over the weekend. I tend to do all my server recordings on the weekend because I have more time to do it on the server at the weekend. Because during the week it's pretty much let's plays all week. You know, Sunday through till Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, I tend to have a bash on the server whenever I get the chance on an evening, because that's about the only time I'll be able to, because I have my daughter on a weekend and she's in bed, so it gives me a chance to do, you know, good 3-4 hours every weekend. And that's when I tend to do my time-lapse footage, is I just kind of, you know, figure out what I'm going to do on the server, be it cultivating, seeding, planting, whatever it is, and I go ahead and I get that done, and I stick on the recorder, or should we say OBS, and off we go. Then at the end of it all, if I feel that there's no editing or anything that needs doing, pretty much just put it into my editing software and speed it right up and add some music to it, couple of subtitles, and we're laughing. But if it's one where I've done, you know, many different jobs, or it's, you know, one episode is going to be over like a weekend's worth of recording, then yes, it does take a bit longer to edit and things like that. So there is more editing involved, because you're cutting little bits out, you're cutting, you know, if you're looking through the menu or something, you're cutting little bits of that out. And especially for me, if I'm on the server and I'm logged in as an admin member, it's one thing I wouldn't mind Giants changing, to be quite honest. When you've logged in as an admin and you go to the admin section of, you know, of the pause menu or the server menu, you can clearly see the password, you know, so it's kind of, that's not a good thing for, you know, if you're streaming or, oh, why is it doing that? Don't know why, but when you push to lower it, it like completely unfolds it. Get a bit annoying if you don't remember. But we're gonna make it around that. Yes. Just gonna stick these in here for the time being. We've still got the wet crop, so what I'm gonna do is I'll just increase time to 120 for the time being, just till we can get. Actually, do you know what? We'll set him going, because he's got 4-wheel drive and everything else, so we'll just park this back in the garage. Big tractor, so it is a tight fit. But we're in. We're in. And we'll turn our flashes off, we'll stop the engine, get out, close that. And where we're parked over here. So what I'm thinking is we'll just set him going, because it is going to dry out, you know, as the day progresses. He's not exactly going to be able to finish this in like 2 minutes. Or she. So we've got a lady. Okay, so I'll just stop the driver and get him there. Oh, hang on, we're in the wrong. We want to be in that one. We don't want to be in that one, we want to be that one. Now hopefully. Right, see, this is what happens if you get CoursePlay too close to the start point. They kind of just decide to wander off. But look what I've found. I've got a cursor. So yeah, what I was trying to say is with the seasons thing, the seasons mod, that tells you that it's autumn. That will tell you what season you're in. That's the outside temperature, and that's the ground temperature, and that tells you if the ground's wet or if it's frozen or if it's icy, etc. So yeah, that kind of tells you what that is. First waypoint. There you go. So that's you on your way, hopefully. So if we jump to this menu and we zoom in, right, so I don't quite get it why it's not showing up just yet. It might take a while. So now that we're a little bit further on, is there anything? No. See, I want to see how low we can get the price of this field. I reckon if we can get it for about, what, 25, 30,000 by the time we've finished doing it, I think that would be a good achievement, to be fair. Right, so we shall strive in the future not to mess things up like we have with the fields, etc. We will try and remember to just look at the temperatures and things like that, so that we know that we're gonna be okay. So it's telling us at the moment that our sheep could do with some look into, but they're alright. They're still 100% clean and they're still at 100% productivity. We don't have any pigs and we don't have any cows, so that's all good, because that's where your cows would go. The other thing that I do like is the fact that we have a forage mixer, also known as a TMR, Total Mixed Rations. So you'd basically do this, you pop it out, you let it fold itself out, and then you've got different boxes that pop up. So you can now reverse a trailer of grass up to here and load it, same with straw, and your final ingredient of silage. You then fill this machine up, and then after a bit of time within the game, this screen will change to on or processing or working or whatever it is, and it will give you a number up here. That'll tell you how much TMR is within this tank. You then just reverse your trailer up, fill it up, and you can feed it straight to your cows. And it's almost like that's their power food, you can say. So that's cool that we can make our own power food right on here, And the cool thing, because we can also store the grass and everything, that'll be quite cool. I think you can anyway. Do you drop it off here? Yeah. You store your grass and silage and your forage and stuff in here, and then your straw potato and everything else there. So that's where you unload everything. So I assume that you just throw everything in the same. Oh, it's this way. I'm guessing you basically just throw everything in here. You must do. You must do. I have absolutely no idea. I suppose we'll find out when this guy's finished, or this lady has finished, and we wait for the ground to kind of warm up a little bit, and then we should be a-okay. It will automatically harvest the crop in inverted commas, i.e. do what it's done to us. I mean, that's the harvested state. Yeah, that is a harvester, but that is the harvested state of a field. That's obviously cultivated, and then your seeding, it has like all the lines along it. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know this hasn't been a fantastic episode. Tell you what, we'll just we'll run along up here and we'll jump in here and we will have a little ride along. Now, obviously with the server, you guys are more than welcome to join me. All the details will be left below on how to join the server. Well, not how to join, but just the server name and password and things like that, and the mod link, so that you guys can download the mods and get on the server with us and possibly be in one of the next time-lapse videos. If that's your thing, guys, if you want to feature in one of my videos, then please download the mods. Make sure the mods are all downloaded from the website. if you decide to download them as a like a complete package, it will download them as a complete zip file. Once that file has downloaded, you have to unzip it to the mods folder in my documents for Farming Simulator 17. If you have one mod that isn't the right version, or you think one of your mods you've already got it, but it's a different version to the mods we're running on the server, it will not work. You have to have the mods that are on the mod link download page that is in the description. There is also a link to my Discord server. Guys, join me on there. I'm on there nearly every night. Once I finish recording each episode and finish rendering it and stuff, I usually pop on for a couple of hours. And if I have the chance, I get on the server and see what's going on there. And it would really be awesome, guys, if you would join us on the server, because it is a bit quiet at the moment, and you know, the whole point of the server is to have fun with everybody that watches the videos that can play Farming Simulator 17 on PC. So it's still showing that we've got a wet crop, but I don't think it's, you know, necessarily anything to harm us with cultivating and things. It's not a heavy task. Maybe if we were ploughing, maybe the plough would dig in a bit deeper and cause a bit of headache, but I think as far as this is going, we're doing alright. We'll see. But I must say, it has been a rather interesting learning curve. I know I won't make the same mistake again, and I hope that for those of you who are watching, you know, and you've kind of made the same mistake but you couldn't quite figure out why, now you know. Bit of a downer way to kind of figure it out, but what can you do, eh? Suppose it's one of the better ways of figuring things out. And another thing about the seasons mod, guys, is if you have a farm where you've got 5 or 6 big fields, and you know, for the first year that you have those fields, you think to yourself, right, I don't want to seed all the fields, or I don't want to put a crop in all the fields. What you can do is, and this is quite a handy tip, instead of planting a arable crop, you know, like wheat, barley, canola, soybeans, corn, whatever, instead of planting them, stick oilseed radish into the ground, leave it to grow. Once it has grown, it will stay at the first growth stage pretty much all year round. Then plough that into the ground, and then it's pretty much like that gives you an extra 20% yield on that crop when it, you know, on the final harvesting stage. If you've kept up with the fertilizing throughout the entire thing, your crop could in theory yield higher than 100%, which is a nice little touch to the mod. So fertilizing in this game, guys, is very important. It's something they want you to, you know, they want you to focus on. Almost like, if you guys can remember, in FS15 we had the soil mod, and you had to choose the different pesticides and things like that. So that with the seasons mod would just be mind blown. I'd be finished. I'd retire. No, I wouldn't. I'd probably end up doing a few videos and learning the hard way like we've done today, but I suppose on the bright side, we have left ourselves enough time to still be able to plant our beans in this field, so it's not a dead loss altogether. But I think I've rambled on enough now. You guys are probably laughing at my failure, but without failure you don't succeed. Well, you don't move on, do you? You know, in my eyes, failure is the first step to success. So if you fail, pick yourself up, try again. And if you fail again, then try again until you get it right. Because when you get it right, you'll understand why you were getting it wrong. And that, to me, is more important. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please head down below and leave me a like. And if you are new to the channel, then please hit that subscribe button and keep keep you up to date with all the new releases of videos that I put out on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. So tomorrow's episode will be Ballymoon again. On the Wednesday's episode would be something to do with the server, be it a let's play like this or a time lapse, I don't know. But if I do have a, you know, kind of make a plan for that, then I will post it on Facebook, so keep an eye out on the Facebook page. You can get the link to Facebook in the description. And then we'll take it from there, and then it would go on to Crossroads. But if you guys have any suggestions on, you know, kind of mixing it up a little bit, you know, maybe doing one Ballymoon, one multiplayer, one Crossroads, one Ballymoon, and then one Crossroads, then let me know, guys, because if that's what you guys want to watch, then that's what I will do. Pretty much I play the game, you tell me how to play it. That's kind of the way I think we should go. So I've rambled on more than enough now. So again, thanks very much for watching, everybody. Keep your eyes open for the next episode tomorrow. And until then, take care, and I will see you all later. Bye bye.